So I just had a question from a colleague of mine that I thought maybe would be something good to put out on this channel. He was testing a duct system with another energy person. I don't think they were a HERS rater. I think maybe it was a BPI person, or maybe not even that. And this other guy was testing the duct system for duct leakage to the outside, and he was doing it without taping off the ducts. And this colleague of mine, he described that the guy was pressurizing and depressurizing the house, and he had this duct blaster fan set up at the air handler and was doing the same thing back and forth. And he kind of didn't understand what the guy was really doing, and the guy couldn't accurately explain what he was doing. So rather than put the guy on the spot right away, he just kind of observed what he was doing and called me later and said, "Hey, can you test a duct system for leakage to the outside without taping off the ducts?" And the answer to that question is no. There is no approved method to test the duct system for duct leakage to the outdoors without taping them all off. Now, a good way to think about this is forget about testing the ducts and everything. Let's talk about something simple like a blower door test. So imagine that you are in a house doing a blower door test. Maybe the blower door result is 2,000 CFMs. And you say, okay, how much of that 2,000 is coming from that corner bedroom upstairs? Now, there's lots of different ways that you can narrow that down with zone pressure diagnostics, but let's keep it simple. I'm just trying to make a point here. So if you want to know how much of that leakage is coming from that bedroom, where are you going to measure what's coming out of that bedroom? The best place to do that is at that bedroom door, right? So you would still have the fan running to keep the house at minus 2,000, and then you would go up and measure at that bedroom door how much of it is coming through that one opening. Then you're going to get a number that maybe is 200. Okay, so you know that out of the 2,000 CFMs for the house, you're getting 200 CFMs through the bedroom door, so there's 200 CFMs of leakage around the building envelope for that bedroom. Now, take that same example and apply that to the duct system, because that's really the same exact thing. The inside of the duct system is just another conditioned room of the house. The inside of the duct system is just like a bedroom or anything else. And so you need to have one opening that you can measure the leakage that's coming from that particular conditioned space. So that's why when we do a duct leakage test, we need to be able to tape off all of the ducts so that there is only one planned opening to the duct system, and that's where we're going to take our reading for measuring the duct leakage. Now, there was a method tested, only beta tested and never approved for duct leakage testing, that was called Delta Q. And it was sometime back in the early 2000s, I think. The Energy Conservatory that makes the blower door and the duct blaster had come up with this method of doing duct leakage testing where they would run the blower door to pressurize and depressurize the house, and then also would turn the air handler fan for the furnace on and off. And if the air handler, for example, had a return leak, keep in mind that return leaks make the house pressurized when the air handler is running, because that return is sucking air from outside and pumping it into the house. And supply leaks depressurize the house when the air handler is running. So by running the blower door and then turning the air handler fan on, there was some fancy software that could figure out the interaction between those two, that if your blower door was 2,000 CFM and you turned on the air handler and it made your blower door higher, then that meant you were maybe pressurizing or depressurizing the house back and forth. And so they had this software that would figure all this stuff out. It never got beyond beta testing though, because it was inaccurate and it was pretty clumsy. And you had to use the Tektite software They didn't have an app for it for your phone yet. They didn't have the DG1000 gauges that would do the automated testing and all that stuff. So it was really clumsy and not approved for any kind of testing for code, for HERS ratings, for Energy Star, for anything. So there's no approved method right now for testing duct leakage that does not involve taping off all of the ducts. I assume that rater or BPI professional or just energy tester, whatever he was doing, I assume that he just didn't want to have to tape off all of the ducts, which is common. We all hate taping ducts. Taping ducts is a pain, but it's a necessary evil because there is not an approved method of doing total duct leakage or duct leakage to the outdoors testing without taping off the ducts. So I hope that answers your question.